Shalom Akim, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Makal double honors and salutations to the elders and apostles of Grimmy Stone Rule Well, to the Akims and Falcons of the Earth, Shalom, Shalom, Shalom. Yeah, so, terrible times, man. So you see on the screen, man, this, this symptom of Babylon's downfall, at the end of an era, the end of an empire. You see the situation where people owe rent and they can't pay because the economy is coming to a grinding halt. And that's the Spirit of the Lord, communicating with the Akim, letting them know that we need to prepare ourselves, all right, for the economic downfall, the economic collapse of Babylon, and to also be aware of this transition towards the mark of the beast system, right, and the philosophies that go along with it. Okay, so I'm going to read a quick precept from the book of Sirach, chapter 29 plus 7. This is exactly what's is messing up a lot of businesses. All right. So it says, many therefore have refused to lend for other men's ill dealing, fearing to be defrauded. Yeah. So this is what happens, man, when you have a corrupt system, a corrupt government, and it turns people against each other, and people will take advantage of other people's weaknesses, whatever they see an opportunity to do so. And that's why, the Lord has to let Babylon fall. All right, the Most High has to pull the plug on this place. And you see how much a tenant owes, just a landlord, and not to multiply by hundreds and hundreds of thousands of landlords that have lost billions of dollars. When you do the search, it tells you the billions of dollars that is being owed to landlords, and then it includes utilities. And then you ask yourself, how are these so-called landlords going to be able to pay the bills and pay the taxes and all that stuff? The elites don't care about that, so they have to destroy as many birds as they can with one stone. All right, and this is exactly the plan. All right, and that's how that's why you have to give all praises to the Lord for letting these things take place, because things are speeding up. All right, this is going to cause more people to be angry and frustrated and more violent. And the scripture talks about the love of many shall wax cold. So let me play this clip real quick.
Tonight, some small landlords are running out of time, cash, and options.
Under an eviction moratorium, renters affected by COVID-19 have not had to pay rent for 11 months now. They are protected for at least another 5 months under new legislation. CBS 47 investigative reporter Kara Rucker shows us that help offered to renters is hindering landlords. Kara?
Yeah, that's right, Catherine. We first introduced you to Robert Givens last month, a landlord in Merced. He is owed $17,000 rent. He was finally forced to sell the house he was renting, and since you can't evict, he had to sell with tenants living inside, significantly dropping the value of his home.
Nobody else, butchers, bakers, candy makers, they're not required to give their services for free, but we were, the landlord, so I'm going to be out of the landlord business.
This month, Robert Givens sold the home he rented out.
Yeah, and that's a plan of the elites. They have to get control of the of the system. They have to get control of the capital that in the accounts of these people, and they're up to their mischievous acts as usual. All right. So once the economy is collapsing, people won't have the funds to maintain their property and run their businesses, and folks are gonna be behind on their payments. for credit cards, all right, for vehicle payments, for child support and all that stuff, regular internet bill, you name it. Then you have to talk about buying fuel for vehicles, and then you have to talk about food, nutrition and everything else, clothing, sanitary products, all that stuff, normal, stable goods you use for the household. So it just shows you that, Babylon's system is not as foolproof, or let me say ironclad, as they always like to claim on TV. It's basically one a house of cards, house of dominoes, all right? You can imagine what would happen when the credit card companies say they're no longer in the credit card business, just like the landlord has said. That's going to cause a huge wave, a huge collapse in the economy, all right? The denial of credit, no access to credit, and all that stuff. It's going to be disastrous. So the book of Ezekiel chapter 7 verse 19 says, "They shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of the Lord. They shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is the stumbling block of their iniquity." So all those folks that have accumulated so much wealth, when all hell breaks loose, people start turning against each other, there is no amount of gold and silver that will be able to, pacify the anger of these people. And then you add in the destruction from the nuclear missiles and all that. Then you understand that rental properties and investment and all that stuff, and stocks and options and cryptos, they're not really a defense, to protect one from calamities that's coming upon the face of the earth. That's why our trust and our hope is in the Lord HaMashiach Yahushai. All right. So you have to understand, man. Do you want the the riches of this world, or you want the riches that the Lord HaMashiach Yahushai has given, to us through his scriptures, or through his Holy Spirit, right? Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And that's exactly what we have to. The Lord Yahushua talked about, "Seek ye the kingdom of the Most High, and his righteousness, and all the riches that you ever desire will be, handed over to you." And it's that clear. All right. So there is no dispute about the word of the Lord concerning his reward for his servants, the prophets. All right. So now the precept will be from the book of Second Ezra chapter 16. All right. So it's a precept to prepare you for the collapse of the world economy, all right, the American economy, all right. So Second Ezra chapter 16, I'm going to read from 40. It says, "O my people, hear my word, make ye ready to thy battle, and in those evils be as pilgrims upon the earth." Yeah, so you have to look towards the Lord HaMashiach Yahushai, pray in the spirit of HaMashiach Yahushai to be guided, to look for protection. You need that hedge, all right, in these last days, so you don't get to be a victim of your flesh, because the flesh will force you to go along with the cares of this world, worried about food, shelter, and clothing, all right, worried about, people's feelings and all that stuff. That's what gets a lot of people, jammed up and hemmed up, because they let their feelings lead them, all right? So verse 41 says, "He that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose." Yeah, so you have to understand the mindset you need to have in these last days. not to get too attached. In fact, not to get attached to your so-called investments, man. Because when you work hard for something, you feel as if it's a part of you, it's yours, but it's just something temporary. So why hold on to something temporary and ignore what is permanent? That is spiritual. All right. So you have to make that transition spiritually, and understand what the Lord has set in store for you. So verse 42 says, "He that occupieth merchandise as he that had no profit by it, and he that buildeth as he that had not, as he that shall not dwell therein." So all these investments that people have poured so much money into, they have to understand by walking away from it, especially as a man of the Lord, and understanding what your salvation is all about, then you're able to move over and let it go, because there's nothing on this earth that that's worth your life. All right, because the Lord has already said that He made the world for our sake. So why cherish the world more than the love of the Lord? All right. Verse 43, "He that soweth as if he should not reap, so also he that planteth the vineyard as he that shall not gather the grapes." So, hey, that's what you call a fire sale, going out of business sale. All right, that's the mindset you have to be preparing for, getting rid of all that stuff, so that way you don't you don't get tempted, so you're unburdening yourself from all those investments that you've gotten the time to go after. And now the time that you're no longer going to be able to use it, you have to learn to let it go. All right. So final precept will be from the book of Matthew chapter 6. Matthew chapter 6. I'm going to read from verse 19 to verse 21. It says, "Lay not for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal." Yep, so that's those are words of encouragement. Those are words of advice you have to live by. All right, this prepares you for the last days. "But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also." Hey, how else could you rationalize that? That's good advice from the Lord Hamashiach Yahushai, that you have to seek for what is spiritual. Your heavenly gifts is what you have to be after. That's why the Lord talks about love. Love the brother as thyself. Have faith. Judge righteous judgment. Be sincere when you vow to the Lord. That's all the Lord is asking for. All right. So that's the point that I came. All right, we gotta learn to make that transition. All right, from this world to the spiritual world's ideology. The spirit of Hamashiach Yahushai. That spirit of prophecy, that testimony of life. You have to learn to understand its value and how it's going to benefit you in these last days. So that's all I got to say at the moment. I can't have a ratiza. The Lord will open up our minds to get more wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Shalom.